like, no,
unusual.
Everybody complain about the cold. What's the temperature?
Temperature right now is 15 degrees.
Oh, okay. That's half what normally get, like 30 something, yeah?
And that is 15 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's normally around 24, 23, 24, yeah.
Okay. Man, you guys, one day you come here, this one is going to be freezing for you. Come here, you're going to be freezing. Paka, you say, man, the next plane, I'm going back home. Yeah.
did you say that the first time you went?
Say again?
Did you feel like going back for your first
it can be very cold, especially if you have to go to work and you don't have a car and things are just strange. You really need some kind of network as in you need people who you know who can help you out to figure things, you know. It can be very lonely when you first come out here. You really need to get to know somebody to help you. Yep, very, very true. So welcome back, man. You guys, you're among the very few who are able to come and get going with this class. I hope I'm not talking to myself, man.
Oh, yeah, here.
Yeah, there. Okay, so this is a 3-month course, okay?
Yeah.
And we will be meeting every Sunday for 2 hours.
Okay.
Every Sunday for 2 hours, 3 months, and then towards the end, they're gonna be 1 hour of project. I'm sorry, not 1 hour, 1 month of project. And then one month of project is very intense. Very intense such that you'll be busy. Like Esther is already in there, so Esther can probably tell you that 1 month is a project. What now we are, see what we are sending out about Ibrea, that kind of project. So you'll be doing one project which is going to be showcasing what you've been doing all along for the last 3 months. Yeah. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. I mean, so far, how are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling a bit of pressure now.
Okay, you think you can handle this?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pick. I picked very few dedicated people. Last time I picked quite a number of people. Quite a lot of them were dedicated, but a few of them were jokers. So, so I try to hang on to people who I think they're very dedicated and they're willing to do what it takes. So I'm going to share a syllabus with you. And the syllabus, I'm loading it up. I'm going to share the screen. We're going to go through the syllabus to give you an overview of what we'll be doing. Okay, I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to get started. This is week 1, right? Week 1 will always cover the basics. The basics will be introduction to AWS. This is the foundation. That's going to be Amazon Web Services. We only cover the first 3, about 8 chapters of that book. To just give you a clear view of what is involved in AWS. And then after that, we'll go into Linux and Unix. And of course, on the administration level, how you can use Python to be able to manipulate the Unix and Linux and do the scripting and almost borderline some kind of hacking not for the bad, but for the good. And then we shall have an opportunity to also go into.
That is white hat.
Huh?
That is white hat. White hat.
Yeah, white hat, not the black one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you probably want to go the gray, but you're going to be borderlining those. So, and then we'll go into the introductory part on a serious note on the administration side of Unix. I mean, of Python, with how you can manipulate things on the computer side. Okay. Now, before that, I want you to know that I would like to get your email. If you send them to me, I'll add you to the Google Classroom so you can access the material. There's a lot of material in there, but I'll guide you through them so that you don't get overwhelmed as we go through those. And then section 2, which is going to be the 3rd week up to the 5th week, we're going to be talking about databases. This last time we did the introductory to Python, we did database programming on the MySQL. But we are going to go deeper into databases. We'll talk about SQLite. Now, SQLite normally is very light. It's lightweight. But it comes, the good thing comes already loaded with Python. So that's a good thing. And then we are going to talk about the Mongo database, the MongoDB. MongoDB is just one of those NoSQL databases. It does not use a SQL. Instead, it's like a document database. And then we'll also talk about the Neo4j. Now, all this, when we talk about them, we center around Python. So we see how Python can connect to them and how we can manipulate them using Python. Once we finish that, now we go into data science. That's going to be week 5 all the way to week 8. Now, data science is going to involve data mining. Okay, how we get the data, we clean the data, and then we manipulate the data. Okay. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. So we clean the data, and then we manipulate, and then we visualize that with the reports and everything. So if you guys get a chance, I really encourage, if you could, to get time next Saturday. It's going to be for 1 hour when Ibra is going to be talking. You can see what he's doing, and that's what you'll be doing about 4 months from now. Okay, so once we get the data, we clean it, we visualize it, we create tables, we create visualization, charts and all that, and the reports. We'll go into talking more about machine learning, some of the libraries we use for manipulating the data sets. Okay, so that will be, among others, will be NumPy. This is like numbers in Python. And then we'll also talk about scikit-learn. We'll do OpenCV. Those are libraries. We'll do KERS if we get time. Some of them are borderlining deep learning. Some of them are all the way on the artificial intelligence that done on the machine learning. But we'll start with machine learning. But some of these you'll be using them as we go along. We'll also, the initial stage, we'll use pandas, Seaborn, NumPy, and scikit-learn. Those 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those will come within the first few days as we start the journey. And then we'll also talk about, if we get time, we'll talk about SciPy, Theano, and TensorFlow. And those are more or less on the deep learning and artificial intelligence part. Now, when you talk about Matplot library, Matplot will always go together with Seaborn, pandas, and NumPy. So those will come together. So we learn we might not be able to do anything with some of this, but we'll be able to talk about them so you know where they fit in. Okay, once we finish that, now we go into the final weeks. Now they're going to be, as we do those, we'll be touching different projects. Those different projects will allow you to start like understanding what is going to be involved in the final project. So we'll handle about 3 or 4 of those. It will range from healthcare to financial to so many other things, including like say loan analysis, mortgage. You know, we can talk about, let's say, COVID. If we get the data set, we talk about other variations. We go wherever it can take us. And that will be from 8th to the 9th, to the 12th week. Okay. Then once we finish that, then we'll go now to the final project. That will be now after the 3rd month. Now the 4th month will be full of comprehensive final project. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, so this will be a very interactive class. If you have any question you ask, don't be afraid to ask questions. Nobody will judge you. Nobody will judge you at all. So we're going to be open and open discussion. We have a group, WhatsApp group. We'll be using that a lot, and also you have notes. The notes will be available for you online on Google Classroom. Anytime you want, you can use those. And then also individuals like you and your fellow students, feel free to pair up. If you know somebody knows something and you're not really very, very conversant with it, reach out. Sometimes it takes 2 to tango, and that really helps a lot in terms of learning process. Okay. So once we finish that, now it will be upon you now to go and be out there in the world, update your LinkedIn, your resume, and be known. So among the things which you'll always have to do, make sure your GitHub is always active. If you have a new project, updating on your GitHub, so it will reflect very good on you. Okay. Having said that, I'm going to go ahead and ask, if you don't mind, for those people who I don't have their email, I would like to go ahead and add you into the Google Classroom, so we can get you to access the information. Okay. So introduction to AWS. This will be your first. This will probably just a very clear, simple overview of AWS. Of course, it's Amazon Web Services. Okay. This one, I got it off the internet, and I think it's a very simplified use case of what AWS can help us with. Okay, got it, John. Let me go ahead and add you in. Okay. Go ahead and put that in there. You'll receive an email, just click on it so that it can be added. Tim, when you get a chance, send me your email.
Okay.
Okay. You should be receiving an email, so just click on it, John, and then I should be able to access.
Yes, I've received.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here, go back again. Okay. Nicholas, welcome. Can you hear?
Thank you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, that's good. Glad to have you, man.
Thanks, thanks.
Were you able to access the notes?
Yes, but some still not yet. There are, okay, it's like there are some with the, which is, have sign on.
Okay, like which one?
Mhm. Just go back.
Okay, I'll go back in there.
Into the classroom.
I'll go to classroom.
Classroom.
Okay,
Scroll down.
that's it.
Starting from, okay, the AWS Linux I have access to, but the others ones now starting from the packages. Actually, all I think all the packages I'm not able to access.
Okay, when you say packages, would you...
The Seaborn, all those things.
Okay, so anytime you put a request, I'll get an email.
Yes.
Once I get an email,
Okay.
then I just acknowledge, and then you'll be able to access it. So just
All right, then I'll do so later.
yeah, just request me, and then I'll add you in. I just
All right. All
yeah,
right.
once I get it, and then I get you in. Okay.
Okay.
So okay, Tim and John, you both of you are able to access, right? Did you see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So can you see if you can open any document? Like go to teamwork, classwork, and then try to see if you can open.
Mhm. It's saying request access.
Okay, so you request the access, and then I'll receive an email.
Okay. Just
Okay. So like right now, I just received it.
Yeah.
So all I need to do here, I just go ahead and allow you in, so you can view it. Now try to access it.
mhm. Mm. Yes, I can now access.
Okay, cool. So Tim, do the same anytime this is almost like in a library. So some of the notes might not be what you expect, but this is what we have. If you feel like you really want to read that, just put a request. If you cannot open it, I'll go ahead and allow you to access it. Some of them might not be accessible to you immediately, but you should be able to if I allow you to. So this class is going to be it's going to be 10% more intense than the last one. So let me throw it back at you, and this is to everyone. What do you guys think? What do you expect?
Personally, I expect a lot of work in terms of project. Diving deep into now Python, dealing with a lot of data and having things work or actually put into reality what we normally dream of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, this is not for the faint-hearted, man. It's gonna be. I can maybe I need to let Esther tell you guys the story, because I mean, Esther, you can relate, because Esther's been around for some time now. She will be able to tell you how this is very involved.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been around for some time.
Not in a bad way, Esther.
Yeah, I have, true. And it's very involving but satisfying at the same time. If you put in the work, you're sure to get results. So you see, like someone like me, I believe all of you have some experience in tech from my information. Someone like me, this was like my first experience, and I think I can handle most of the packages, and it's been because I put in effort to, not only because the class would be like 10%, but you working and trying to figure out stuff is also important. So it's interesting, it's a new, for me, it was something new and very interesting. And at the end of the day, as John has said, you find that most of the things that you wished you would do, like, so you find that you can do so much, because you can do cloud, you can do databases, you can do data science, machine learning, and I believe you can go as deep as doing the deep learning and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. So you guys count yourself among the very few lucky ones. You make it here, you make it anywhere, because this is going to be intense. And I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm just telling you what it takes. Right now, we have a team of about 3 groups. One team is Brea's team is just he had like another person they're working with. Something happened, so Brea is just by himself. And then we have, of course, Esther's team. She's a team of 3. So they're going to present also. And then we have another team, which is a team of 2. So by the time they reach to the point where they are ready to present, you're going through a lot of filters. And that makes you really stand out. I mean, at that point, you can work anywhere. Because, I mean, from the scale of what I'm looking at. Because we put notes, we read the notes, we do the test, we do the quizzes, we do the assignments, and then you get a chance to go into Python advanced programming class. Then over here is 10 times. And I'm not saying it's going to be stressful, because I'm always going to be here. If you need me, I'll be here. We will work together, because it's kind of like a mentoring thing. We mentor each other so that we can see how best we can be able to solve problems. So don't be afraid to reach out. And then when we do it together, it really sticks better. Okay. Now, when it comes to, for example, AWS, it's a big deal. Of course, we have Azure, we have Google, but all those are cloud technology. The reason why I slot this one in, you will not finish a whole sentence now if you're talking about IT without mentioning cloud. So that's why I think it's very important to know. But whatever we're doing here might not be enough to qualify you to be a full-blown AWS guy. But at least it gives you some tools to figure this thing out. So that's what we're trying to do. When it comes to Python system administration, you'll be dealing with a little bit of the complexity of how you can use the command line and how you can actually use Python to be able to administer some of the work or some of the scheduling. Let's say you want to be able to access certain aspects of your system in a certain way, or to be able to manipulate and to be able to just schedule a job to work without you being there. That will be part of that. To be able to do some kind of hacking, not in a bad way, but to give you an idea. If you want to be a good hacker, you have to be a good. If you are not, I'm sorry, let me take that back. If you really want to catch a hacker, you have to be a very good hacker. So you have to know what are the holes, what do I need to seal. So that will also take us through some journey. Okay, and now this one here, this will be a big deal. Scikit-learn, you can never talk of machine learning and data science without this library. And you will never talk about data science and machine learning without statistics. You have to know some element of some math. So we're going to touch a little bit of math, hypothesis, what is that? How do we manipulate that? Now, how do we come into conclusion? And then what do we need to do to visualize that data set? How do we clean the data? The data is dirty, yeah. Is it dirty? Okay, it's dirty. Now what is data? Where did we get that data from? Now data in definition is actually the raw facts and figures. When I say raw, I mean raw. Your name, my name, your PIN number, my PIN number, your address, your cell phone number, those are data. Some of them are missing, some of them might not be well formatted. Those are missing data sets. Or those are not very well set data set. So when we bring them over, we have to clean them so that they can make sense. When you clean the data or when you process data, now it becomes information. The information is a meaningful part of the data. We're going to be able to find out what are the libraries we need to use to clean the data. And how do we clean it? How do we make it more usable? And then once we do that, then we go ahead and generate reports, generate charts, and also be able to talk about it to somebody who is a layman so that they can also understand. And that's what we call data science. We get the data, process it. Of course, we mine it. Somebody will mine it. We process it. We make use of it by it being able to tell us what we need to do so that it can be meaningful to us. So getting started, after all that, we'll go ahead and get started with Mongo. Not necessarily Mongo, but it's going to get started with the SQLite. And then we go to MySQL again, and then we go to MongoDB and then Neo4j. When you touch those 4 databases and you understand them and you're able to manipulate them using Python, you should be good to go, really. You put those on your resume, you're going to be getting calls. People want some assistance. And I want you to look at this thing this way. If you cannot get a job in Kenya, that's fine. But remember, the world now is global. If you put your name out there online, somebody somewhere needs some help. All you have to do is just charge them. And they pay you, and then you give them the service. You can live a very good life if you do stuff like that. So maybe in addition to your job, you just provide some other services on the side. People pay you, and you and your family can live a very good life just by working online. So don't limit your reach to within Kenya. Look outside Kenya. Now you have an outreach. You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. I mean, be in the network. Be in a network of individuals who really want to do something in their lives. And this is one of them. For you to be in this Python class and to be where you are right now, you must have done something right. So that is very encouraging. And I really would say, without even fear of contradiction, that this class will be one of the best, because your class introductory was very good. Because I have to admit that I went overboard. I normally don't give a lot assignments like that, but I really made sure I did that. So partly to test you and partly to also see how much you can do. So this one should not be a big deal. It will be 10 times heavier, but it's going to be doable if you have a team environment around you. Reach out. You know, if you cannot reach out to me, reach out to each and every individual you have within your circle. We have a WhatsApp, we have a Google Classroom. You can reach out whichever way you want. So, having said that, I don't want to just keep on talking. If you have any question, please jump in and ask, no problem. But some of these notes, I'm going to go ahead and I know I have a book here I need to share with you. But I'll recommend if you most likely can access and then download it on your end. That book, we need to read it. If you can read it, I know you guys are busy, but try if you can read at least up to chapter 8. What I normally do, I just go individual chapter. I open it, read the introductory part. I go through this, I skim through the book, and then I jump to the summary conclusion. Then that helps me understand what the book is talking about. So let me see what I can do here. I don't know if I have it here. I know I have it somewhere. AWS. It's the foundation part, so it's no big deal. Okay. So, okay, this is the one right there. So we go back. If you open that book, this is the book. If you can open this on your end, you can read it, and I believe you should be able to download it on your end too. So we will be able to touch this book from chapter 1 to chapter 8 only. The reason why is just to give you an overview. This is based on the certification, but it's a very summarized book. So let me show you the chapters. And the good things, so the people who wrote the book are also from Amazon. So we're going to talk about the cloud. We're going to talk about understanding your AWS account. And there's so many documentation also. If you go to AWS, Amazon website itself, they're going to tell you about some of the latest. You're going to get support on AWS, how to get support, understanding AWS environment. This is very special. Securing your AWS resources. You can even open an AWS account for free. All you have to do is just put in your debit card number. If it has a Visa or a MasterCard logo, they will not charge it. It's just for them to be able to hakikisha ya kwamba you claim to be who you are. Okay, so working with AWS resources, the core computer services, and then we just finish with the core storage services. That's it. If you like, you can go beyond that, but we only cover up to chapter 8. But this does not mean that you read from page to page. Just get a summary and then see what some of the questions they have. And then once we finish that, we go back to what I call right now here. Let me see. We'll go back to the syllabus.
I'm not able to access that book.
Okay, what is it telling you?
I actually cannot even find the
link?
That subtopic, yeah. The subtopic for...
Really? Look at my screen. Are you able to see something like Google Classwork?
Yeah.
And then you go to AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner Study Guide?
Yeah, I don't have that.
Really? That's weird. Okay. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, same to me. I didn't see that one.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send it.
Me too.
Oh, you too? Okay. All right. Let me go back here. I can repost the material actually. post.
So if I compare my screen with yours, I can see most of some of the topics are not in my.
Say one more time.
Yeah.
Say one more time, please.
I'm saying I'm comparing your classwork and mine, and they are a bit different. There's some topics I'm missing.
Over here, like in the Google Classroom?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. We'll get you fixed. Okay. Of course, I know, Esther, you're able to access this, right? You there, Esther?
Yeah, I was able to access them when the classroom was on, but let me check. Let me confirm.
Okay, now John, Tim, and Nick should be able to see the link I sent you. In this class, we'll share quite a few, some PDF, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence stuff. I have like a library of books. Sometimes I just share. Let me know if you receive an email from me.
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay. Can you try to access it?
Yes, it has opened.
Okay, cool. I'm going to assume the same will apply to John and Tim too.
Yeah, same case for me too.
Okay, cool. That's good. So, so that book, let's read if we can up to maybe chapter 8. You don't have to read like page to page, but try to browse it, get to understand AWS, and then this one here is a summary of what AWS is going to be all about. Let's see here. This will like question and answers. This can just help you with answering some questions. AWS question and answers. Go back here. This one right there. So we go back. Then I'll also give you some statistical analysis and methods. Then when we come back next week, we'll be talking about those. Okay. A few people. So I'm assuming you can access them, so I don't need to send you again. Esther will be helping me the class.
Yeah. No, we shall be.
So you guys, if you cannot get me, you know Esther can help you.
Okay.
Esther is better than me.
Oh no. It's a joke.
That's not a joke. That's the truth. Today is a Sunday. I don't normally lie on Sundays. Yes. I know most of you have worked with Esther, right? I know, John, you worked with Esther, and even Nick. I'm not sure about Tim. I think Tim also worked with Esther at one point. So you guys are familiar with Esther, right?
Yes, I know Esther.
Esther is this young lady who is very sharp. She'll help you.
Wow. Yeah, I have all my classroom. I have the book. I have the notes.
Yeah. So this one will be very intense. Normally, when we have a few people in a class, it tends to go very fast, especially if we are all together. We tend to be on the same page all the time, so we don't drag each other behind. So we might even touch a little bit of some web programming, like Django or Flask. But those two, the one I just sent you, those are good to get started with. Now, today is just to break the ice. Tomorrow, as from next week, man, we're gonna start sweating. Don't get scared. Sweating in the sense that it's gonna be more work. We will get some more work done. Do you guys have any question? Anything you want to add?
Just a request.
Yes.
Actually, from the current screen that you are showing, there is that book, Django Programming Step by Step. Could you share it with us?
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that.
Okay.
No problem. Let me go ahead and do that here right now. Django. That's a very good summary book. So if you really want to just tap and go, so you get started. Can help you install Django, get started. Esther, you have that book already, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, come on, Esther. That I
No, we
did.
didn't do Django.
Oh, that I did with our Kina Lucy.
Oh.
Yeah. Initially we used to have this course for 3 months, but I realized 3 months too short, so I extended it for another 1 month, maybe one month and a half. That way we can have more ground to cover. Okay, you should be having it shortly. I'll also share more and more. With that book, you can design anything in Django. On the e-commerce side, you can get your programs to sit anywhere in the cloud using Django. And Django comes like Python backend, can come with the libraries to help you connect to the databases and the APIs. Okay. If you have Django and Flask, it's even better. Now the APIs will be able to talk to both the front and the back end. And of course, in the middleware. So today, I think that's going to be good for me. If you have any question, I'll be more than glad to answer. But since it's our first day, I will not dwell a lot. I'll give you time so you can go ponder over this. And then next week, Sunday is going to be marathon. Yeah. Do you guys have any question for me? I will not be fast, by the way. I don't go fast. I go slowly, but I make sure that every I which is possibly needing to be dotted will dot it, and every T will cross it. So we would rather do it right than just rush over it. So be ready to absorb all you can. By the time we're done, you're going to be almost at the master's level. It's going to be that good.
I have a question for Esther.
Okay.
So, Esther, how does it feel like to be a data scientist or a data analyst? Because I believe you're already one. And what motivation can you give us as we get started on this?
Okay. It feels really nice because, for example, there's so much you can do with data. I can speak on my personal experience. I didn't imagine that I could be able to do this. And as George says, this class he goes at your pace. Like as I mentioned, I was someone who didn't even know anything about coding or anything. So I've learned through that. And there's a time I got something to do, and I was able to do the data mining and everything. I felt so proud of myself. I was like, wow, I can do this. And it's so satisfying to be able to have a problem, because one thing about data science and analytics and everything, that the first time you see a problem looks so hard, so vague, but once you get into it and you see it, you do the visualizations, you do the analysis, you get so much insight and you get so much satisfaction. Even with because now with the Python, you are able to do so much with data, and as well as using, because it's not only okay, yes, it's data science that we are going to learn, but it's not just the analysis and the visualization, but all the aspects of data in terms of being able to be an all-round data analyst, because now you can work with the databases. If you're told, okay, do store this in a database, you're able to work with different databases, even because you see there are different types. You learn that you can also work on cloud. So it feels really nice, and I feel like I'm able to, it gave me light into showing that I can be able to work, as George said, you can be able to work in various industries, no matter what background you're from. So as for me, my background was in healthcare, and and now like I can be proud and say that I can actually work in IT as a data analyst, and it feels really nice. So my motivation to you would be that, yes, it might seem hard or it might seem a bit challenging, but the more you go into it, the more interest you do. Look for stuff, like for me, look for things that interest you and try to solve those problems, try as much as you can, and also engage George. Like for me, I know I disturb him so much and he's always there to help me. So feel proud that you have joined the class and feel privileged and take advantage of the class. So that's my motivation to you.
Okay, so let me, yeah, I'm sorry, John. Let me add on to what Esther just said. Esther currently is working on a project which is somehow healthcare related, but with data science on the back end aspect of it. So to give you a hint, we went out. Esther, you probably want to say it better than me. We went out and basically mined the data. We brought it over, and then we formatted it. Formatting the data, we call it transforming it. And then it was able to be used by this company. Okay. We also went out Esther created a software which is currently running. It's still running right now, right, Esther?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's actually grabbing the tweets with very specific information you need, and then bring it over, transforming it, and then it's being used for. Esther, I'm gonna let you take that part. Can you talk about the tweeting and the thing which you guys are trying to do without necessarily giving away stuff?
All right. So basically, what we're doing, the data mining, as he mentioned, was we're mining data from Twitter. So specific data from Twitter, what guys are tweeting about and about a specific subject. So once we mine the data, we store it into a database. Then from the database, we're able to analyze that data and get insights and be able real time and be able to see what exactly we want. Are these people talking about this? How much are they talking about it? So a full circle data science project. Yeah. And yeah, doing the analysis using the tweets and
So, yes.
one of the databases.
So she's using, you're using MongoDB.
Yeah, MongoDB, yeah.
Okay, so using Python and MongoDB, and then we're grabbing information from Twitter.
Yeah.
MongoDB is able to save it on the back end. Okay, and then the other one we did with what? We were grabbing information regarding those doctors.
Yeah, those
You saved it in a SQL database?
Yeah, I saved it in a SQL database. So that one I did the web scraping.
Okay.
To scrape from our website and then saved it into a SQL database.
Yeah. So to give you a clear indication, not to scare John or Tim or Nick. When Esther joined last year, Esther, you probably want to tell him that was in December, right? November?
Yeah. November, yeah, it was November.
Yeah, so Esther was fresh. She had not done anything in that field. But just sheer dedication and hard work, she's where she is at. Because she puts more time into it. And that more time makes her learn more and more. So whenever I'm available, I jump in to help. But most of the things she does it all by herself. And Nick, you know Ngamia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Esther does some stuff on Ngamia. So Ngamia is a big company in Nairobi. So you can without even giving any details, you can easily tell that that's a lot. And I remember, John, when you had that issue with not an issue, but you had an interview, right? With those people regarding the Tinker, you wanted some interface. Whatever you did was great. Remember that, I mean, that's a big deal. So you might just make sure stuff like that, you save them and then put them in your GitHub.
Sure.
Then you put that in your resume, because not so many people can do those. Now, we are talking of user interface. Now, when you go into Django, Django will be for the web. And then you can bring all this together. At one time, you'll be like, you cannot believe you can do all this. At this time, things will be like jumbled up, but they line up as you go. Now, I remember Monica Njaga used to say, I don't understand why even we even do AWS. And I don't understand. I don't. But eventually they started lining up for her. Especially if you're not coming from an IT background, things will be haywire. But you see, the reason why I'm trying to bring like AWS together, and then slowly bring in system administration, and then we bring in Python for system administration, and then all this time we are working on an operating system like Linux in the backend and Windows. And then boom, one time we want to line up and then say, now I understand, you know, how we can mine the data, we can come, bring the data and then clean it, and then make it useful. And then we can explain to maybe some senior manager somewhere why we need this data, or why we're doing what we're doing. So you can, I mean, data science is going to be everywhere. If it's not already in the wood somewhere where you are, look for it. Very soon it's going to be there. So, yes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask me. But next Sunday, we are boom. We're going to take off like a rocket.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Next Sunday's class, what will it cover? Will it cover these first 8 chapters in this book? Or
Yeah, so next Sunday, I'll go through the AWS. Okay, and then we go through some questions and then answers. And then the layout of AWS, some of the stuff which you probably might have maybe read but you did not understand. AWS is basically into 3 pillars. Okay, talk of the system, the architecture, and all that. And then we'll go back and look at those, and then we answer a few questions. And after that, then we go into the system administration, and of course with emphasis on Python. Yes, sir. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Okay, guys, if you don't have any question, that's fine. Now you have enough to go through. For me, what I ask, just engage me. If you really have any question, feel free, get me engaged. We have WhatsApp, we have Google Classroom, and then I will be sending a lot of notes too. As soon as I get any new notes, which I compile, and then I share with you. So it's upon you to read. If you don't understand that concept, don't assume it's okay. Go back to it and see if you understand it properly, because it's going to help you build up your knowledge on future things to come. Okay?
okay.
All right, guys. And if you don't have any other question for me, I think we're going to, today we just cover for 1 hour, but next week's going to be 2 hours, subsequently 2 hours every week. Okay. Thank you guys for making it, and we'll see you again on Sunday.
See you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.